Look at that.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Morning.
Hey, Rick, I got your email for that landing page. It looked really good. What is your vision on that?
Make $1 million bucks. I just found it. I know that I remember that you did kind of one of these before.
Yeah.
Went in. Nobody thought it would work. Did the revamp and the rehab, and so I found this one, and I thought I'd just pass it by you, see what you thought.
Yeah, it looked really good. I just breezed through it last night about hours after 10 our time. I'll go through it. We have another event today, and then I'll be back and we'll go through it line by line and kind of put a plan in place.
Super.
Good morning, Tate.
Hey, good morning.
We got your, I think there was 3 deals that you submitted that glitched up, and I know Nick just responded and said he was working on them yesterday and trying to find out the bug on that. So we'll get those reproduced and sent back out to you, okay?
Okay, appreciate it.
Renee and I are going to look at a house on Friday morning.
What happened to the house that you were going to move in with the family friend and execute on? What happened to that deal?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. We talked about a deal last week that I said was really good, but I think it was like 3 hours away. And you guys mentioned
I have not heard back from the broker yet.
So, what do you mean you haven't heard back from the broker?
I texted him yesterday to see if he had an answer from the owner about us coming out there, and if they were going to accept the offer that we were making. And I haven't heard back from him.
Well, you heard back from him. He just said he had not heard back from the owner.
Yeah, but they were out of town.
Okay. So you said you were headed to another property today, Sandra? You and Renee?
On Friday.
Friday.
And it's local here in Athens.
Okay. And I know, Renee, you submitted several deals, or 2 deals, I think, yesterday. Sunday, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw that.
And we kicked those back over to you. Waiting on Mr. Booth to get logged on. So one of the things we want to talk about today is, oh, look, you decided to show up. Glad you could be here, Randy. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
How are you, my man? Happy
Good, how are
birthday.
you?
Hey, everybody, on the count of 3, we got to sing happy birthday. I want everybody unmuted. Everybody must be unmuted. Come on, Tate. Come on. Tate, my man, unmute. We're all going to sing happy birthday to Mr. Randall.
Oh, come on now. That's not necessary.
Yes, we are.
necessary.
Yes, we are. All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday,
dear
Randall.
Happy
birthday
to you.
And
Toby, I gotta say
sound
something
amazing.
about that. That was so slow. It sounded like a funeral procession song.
Well,
happy birthday, Randy.
Randy is getting old. I wanted it to all sink in and digest.
True.
All right.
Toby, I hope we never get that old.
I hope we we will never look that old. That's for sure, Rick. We'll never look that old.
So, Randy, how old are you today?
How old do you think I am?
I have not a clue. In your late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Close. Early
29.
30s.
That's very
and
good.
I don't know for sure, but he's
29.
Yeah. 29. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
I've got grandkids older than you.
I've got underwear older than him. All right.
Well, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
You bet. Let's dive in real quick because again, I'm on a short leash today. One of the things I want to talk about. So I'm going to jump over here real quick because Brandon Booth, you have 15 deals in the hopper, of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those deals we gave green lights on. So where are we with those offers that Ryan has submitted, and what's our conclusion on those deals?
They've all been rejected or
So-
not responded back to.
What does that mean they've been rejected? And where, so let me,
They just haven't been responded back to, I guess, is the best thing.
so
I mean,
over 2 weeks, the seller's agents have not responded to offers we put on in writing.
as far as I know, yes.
So then we need to find a different realtor. Because the realtor that you need is calling that listing agent saying, hey, what do we need? What do they want to be? They need to be working just as hard as you are. You busted your ass to go through over 40 deals to narrow it down to 15 to submit 5 almost 3 weeks ago, to be honest, because you did this right off the bat. And we should have 2 to 3 of those under contract. And if your realtor said, well, I submitted an offer and hadn't heard back, then fire his ass. Because see, guys, here's the deal. Nobody's going to care about your success as much as you do. Nobody's going to give a rat's ass whether you have success or not. And they're not going to bust their butts because they don't care. So you need to call Ryan, in my opinion. I know you guys are cornhole buddies, but you say, hey, look, buddy, either you're my bulldog or you're not. Because there's no way we're going to go 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week without having an open dialogue on these deals. You're working you've got almost $250,000, I think more, but I'm going to be conservative, almost $250,000 in earnings sitting on the table that's doing nothing. And that's unacceptable.
So, like, a lot of the offers that we sent in were extremely low.
Agreed.
Extremely.
So we presented an offer that was offensive. Wonderful. Now your broker gets on the phone and says, hey, my client really wants this deal, but here's why we offered this. You have an open dialogue. You explain the why. And you say, hey, if in understanding this, help me understand where the seller needs to be so we can make this happen. As a partner, as a business alignment, tell me where the seller needs to be so that we can move forward. Don't just let it sit idle and collect effing dust. There's no money in that. It has to become an open dialogue. You have to become the pain in the ass to where they say, go away, or here's what I got to have. When you get those responses, then we can analyze. But see, the seller doesn't know why we lowballed that 20, 30, 40,000. Has no clue, because in his mind, he thinks this is what the property's worth. His agent told him this is what the property's worth. That's why they listed at that price. But see, we come back with new information, updated information, understanding as to where we're at. There has to be a meeting in the middle. There has to be. And if your agent, and Latate, where did you go? Oh, there you are. You're the same way. If your agent is not working on your behalf to open that dialogue, then say you're fired. I don't have time for you pissing around and being this nonchalant. I'm here to make money. I thought I explained that to you. If you can't pick up the phone, call the listing agent and say, hey, here's why your seller's probably offended. I get it. But here's why we offered this. Help me understand how you see something different that cuts our margins to where we won't make, because we're only making 20, 30 grand on these deals. It's not like we're making $150,000, $200,000. We're making nickels and dimes. So help me understand their why. Help me or allow me to explain my why. And let's come to terms. If you're not getting those conversations, fire your effing realtor, because those aren't the realtors I want on the team.
So Donna's been on my butt here lately, but I haven't really been, I've been keeping my responses short to her, but she's been on me pretty heavy about wanting back in it. I guess after we had our meeting over at that house, she was like, and I mean, she clearly said it in one of her text messages that she has screwed up. So,
Good.
and that, so I've been thinking about going back to her. And I've honestly, like, I haven't been really sending Ronnie. I haven't been doing much. I've been on a roof for the past 80 hours by myself. So I've been really slow in this,
Now
man.
you've had Ty up there holding your hand
Dude,
and
I'm telling
pissing
you,
you off.
I cut him a day yesterday. I told him, I said, you missed 7 hours in the morning. I said, that's a whole work day, brother. I'm
That's a
not
whole
paying you
work
for it.
day.
If you don't like it, don't come back. I don't care. But man, I spent 80 hours on the roof. So I've been really slow in this past week of doing anything, but I have been talking to Ryan. I've been short talking to Donna because I don't really know what to say to her. I'm not really good at I'm good at being an asshole people I know, but not with people I don't know. So
you got to be the same asshole across the board. You know me, and I'm an asshole across the board. You know me, whether it's on the cornhole boards, whether it's in business, whether it's just hanging out at the barn, drinking beer. I'm the same guy across the board. Everybody knows what to expect when they talk to me. You cannot differentiate because then they don't know how to react. They got to know what Brandon am I dealing with.
I think, and at the end of the day, when it comes to business, I try to stay a lot more humble than I do in regular life, just for the fact that I can screw a lot of shit up, and you know I can. So, so I try to stay a lot more humble in that aspect of life. But so like this week, I'm gonna hit it back hard and heavy. I don't have anything to do this week, so I'm gonna be right back in it. I'm gonna try to get at least 15 more offers across your board this week, and try to get 5 more deals submitted. And I'm gonna split them deals up in between both of them.
Well, here's what I would do.
Stay more hard on. Hold on, let me go inside, Toby. Hold on 1 second. All right, I can hear you now.
All right. Here's what I would do. I would definitely bring Donna back in and say, hey, look, I need a Bulldog. I probably wasn't crystal clear in the beginning, but I need a Bulldog that when I submit an offer, you berate the seller's agent until we have closure and be transparent. See, 99% of the reason why sellers don't accept lowball offers is they think that we're trying to screw them over. They think that we're trying to manipulate and screw them over and take money off the table that they envision is there. But the minute we explain our position with details and facts, they're like, oh, shit, well, my agent told me this, and my agent, you know what? You say, you know what? And your agent probably saw that. But here's the facts. Here's what I know I can do on your property. I'm going to make 20, 30 grand, maybe. And in order for me to do this, this is where we got to be. Now, if this doesn't work for you because you owe more or whatever, I get that. Just tell me, hey, my bottom line, my minimum nut is this. I can tell you whether I can do that or not, but at least you have an open dialogue. And this crap that we haven't heard back from does not work. I'm telling you guys, you have to become the asshole that gets shit done. Okay. In real estate, it's all about the guy. You need to read The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. Every one of you, I know you need to read that book. It has nothing to do with, Donald Trump was a multimillionaire. He wasn't in the beginning. In fact, if you ever watched the documentary, the guy had no money because his dad did not believe in what he was wanting to do. But he was so dogmatic and manifesting the overall vision that people said, shit, let's do it. I mean, he's the first guy ever to go to the city of New York and get $140 million tax abatement to build a building, and the mayor hated him. But see, he was so profound in the objective that there was no way they could say no. You got to become that same way. It's the only way. Nick will tell you, when we set out to buy $1,000 in 2024, we went hard and fast, and we looked at 40, 50 deals, and we bought 5. And those 5 was all about making sure the seller understood where we stood. The 94 unit complex in Longview, ladies and gentlemen, as I've shared with you, we paid $5,000 for a $3 million property. But it was simply because we provided evidence to say, if you want this deal to happen, this is as good as it gets, and here's the facts. And the minute the bank said, oh shit, they released it. So you have to do the same thing. I don't know how other people do stuff, and I'm not going to coach you and teach you on how other people do stuff. I'm going to coach you and teach you how I do stuff, how I earned over $7 million in the last 12 months of 2024 in properties because of the way we do things. We submitted a shitload of offers. Nick would get so mad at me because he would sit there and spend hours running algorithms and spreadsheets and numbers and this. He'd say, man, this deal looks, I think we can do this other. I said, no, I don't like it. Like, you kidding me? No, I want to do another deal. That one wasn't the home run that I was looking for. And he would walk out of my house, and he's probably the most calm, the most demeanor controlled person I know, because I've rattled his cage, and it ain't easy to rattle. And he would walk out of my office deflated because he spent hours working on, looking for, digging into, finding a deal that would work, but it wasn't the home run I was looking for.
And you'd be right.
Yeah.
You know, I was just gonna say that he would take every bit of emotion out of it. There's no I like this deal, I don't like this deal. This deal doesn't work, or it does work.
Right.
That's how I saw through it.
But the minute we found one that I liked, we bared down. We bared down. And the agents on the other end hated us because I did not wait days and weeks for answers. So I'm telling you, Latte, you have, so I'm gonna go back real quick here. Latte, you have, I thought it was 23 deals. Yeah, 23 deals that you've submitted, you've gone through. And of that, I know I greenlit 6 deals this weekend. Is that right?
Yes.
6 deals. And I'm glad that I just had this butt tune with Brandon, because I'm going to now pass the baton to you, and you're a lot bigger and tougher than Brandon, so I'm going to be a little nicer. But and you're a Marine, so I know how big of a badass you are. You cannot back off now. Like we talked about on Monday when I was driving up here, you find 2 or 3 that you really, really like. The goose is laying the golden egg, and you hammer down. You submit those offers, and every 24 hours, you need an open dialogue. Oh yeah, you are a Marine. I forgot about that. But you're a skinny Marine. You're a little bitty guy. You probably don't weigh $140, dripping wet. But you got to stay on top of your agents, and so here's where we need to not be nice, and this is in the beginning, because then we can be nice throughout. When you align your deals with an agent, you need to have a very stern heart-to-heart look at, you're making me laugh. I'm here to buy a shitload of properties, and I tell them I'm here to buy 50, 75, 100 properties in the next 12 months. I'm going to do more than you've ever done in your career. If you are my guy or gal, then let's do it. If you understand my methodology, if you understand what I'm trying to achieve, then let's go. If you don't, I get it. If this is going to be too much work for you, I get it. But you've got to find that person. And when you submit an offer, you need to tell the agent, hey, I want a response from the seller in 72 hours. If after 72 hours, the deal's done. I'm not dicking around. And every day we have an open house. And you also need to find that agent who understands real estate investing, because the best agents that we have, that we worked with, would go to the seller and say, hey, Brandon, I know that you've got this property listed at 240. I know we're coming in at 185 or whatever. and I know it's probably going to piss off your seller, but hear me out. Hear me out. Here's where my client's at. And go through the scope of work, go through the repair, go through the ARV. Here are the and listing agent. I know, Brandon, your comps are saying that the property's worth 5.25. We're coming in about 450 conservative because we don't know what's going to happen in the market. So we're going to go in on a conservative evaluation, and this may be not in line with your client, but I need you to understand where my client is. They want the deal. I'll tell you straight up, Brandon, my client wants the deal. So, but here's where we're at. Go to your seller and let's make this thing happen. Now, we can't control the seller's agent. We can't. They may be a putz, they may be lazy, they may submit your offer or not. I know my seller won't accept this. I'm just gonna leave it there on the desk. They don't accept it, they don't accept it. But this is why we do a numbers deal. This is why we do a numbers deal. Because we have to find ourselves within a network that is serious about moving properties. Let's say you have several deals that are pretty solid. And if we don't have answers, and I don't care what the answer is, any answer is better than this dormant nonsense that we're dealing with right now. So you've got to light that fire up. And Rick, you can chime in at any time, but you need to light that fire up and say, look, if you're not my guy, you're not my gal, I get it. Cancel these deals out. I'll go find somebody else to submit them the way I want them submitted and have them work the way I want. Now, if you want to walk away from your 2-3% commission because you're too lazy, that's on you. Let's say you have well over $1 million in earnings on the table right now. Let's go get that money. Let's go get those properties and let's go execute those deals.
Okay, Toby, you told me to chime in. Here's the thing. Realtors are trained to get top dollar for their people, and they make more commission if they get it closer to asking price. Here's what you need to do, and there's a question that just came in. You need to find a realtor who has 5 or 10 years experience in the business, and most of that with investment properties. They understand about getting the normal residential realtors. They've been trained in a different way. Get top dollar. Somebody who's a realtor who's done a lot of investment properties, they know exactly what you're doing. They'll go after they won't be embarrassed to put in something with a lower price and then stay on it and fight for it.
That is 100% correct. And this is why you're supposed to be interviewing your realtors, not just aligning with your realtors. You need to have a 5, 10, 15-minute meeting with them and and interview them. Hey, Brandon, this is Toby over at Global Integrity. I'm a real estate investor. I'm looking at buying about 100 deals in the next 12 months. And your name came up through a list of referrals that I received. I need to know about your level of expertise as a realtor, how many investors you've worked with. Tell me about the last couple deals and how you fought tooth and nail to make that a win-win. And if Brandon can't explain to me with confidence his ability to go make shit happen, he's off. I'll check him off, scratch him out, move on. There are, I don't know, Rick, you might have the number. There's probably 30,000 realtors today nationwide, more than that, but there's a shitload. In your own neighborhood, there's hundreds. And if you guys are saying, well, I talked to Donna and I talked to Ryan Titsworth and I got them. See, you need to have people that you need to come to me and say, well, I talked to 22 realtors and I found one that said they would do whatever I needed to make this shit happen. And now I'm like, now you're doing the unshakable investor homework. Now you're executing accordingly. To have 1 or 2 in your back pocket, to have just these local friends, buddies, I respect it, but I'm telling you, stop being the nice Brandon, be the asshole Brandon, and go start making freaking money because you've done the hard work. 85% of you guys' time is going to be spent trying to find the right deal. Once you find 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 of those, go land 1 or 2 of them. Okay, Tate? So have you heard back on anything you've submitted?
Yes. On 748 Grinnell Place, that offer is on hold. They are clearing the place out.
That's right.
So, on Beverly, I'm going to see that one, but offer is submitted. On 39491 Highway 41 Spur, I walked that one. We adjusted the numbers down to 95. When we walked the house, there's roof damage on there that I was not aware of looking at the pictures. So I've adjusted downward on that to like 95K. She is submitting that offer today on 106 Hemlock Court. That offer has been submitted, and that's a bank. So I expect it will be a somewhat of a delay on that one. And then on 1612 Yale Avenue, you talk about a lowball offer. The seller's agent, and I guess the sellers themselves, would not entertain anything less than 220 because I came in so low. But after looking at those pictures, you know, that thing needs to be updated. And to your point, I will go back to my agent on that deal and kind of like lay out, you know, why I've offered that and see what happens. But, you know, that thing is dated. It's got panel. Like, I don't think it's move-in ready at me as an investor, right? Like, so I think anybody that's going to look at that property is going to say, hey, it needs to be updated. And you're not going to get top dollar, as Mr. Rose just pointed out. I mean, it's just not there. So they can hope and wish all day long, but if the property needs work, it needs work. So
absolutely. And this is where, and here's the good news. Here's the positive side of all that. And first and foremost, Tate, outstanding job. The way you've organized, the way you've orchestrated, the way you've kept this shit in order. We're going to, I'm going to jump off here, but Randy and Nick, are you ready to open up Notion to them? You're still muted, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm finishing it up today, and they should have access today.
Okay. So we've created another program or platform, not a program, platform to organize all your stuff so that when you go in, you can move them through these channels, and then it would be a dashboard of all your deals. But you look like you've already built your own, but kudos to you for being this astute and having your ducks in order. Going back to the lowball offer, here's the part I love the most, and Nick will attest. One of two things are going to happen, maybe one of three things. We submit a lowball offer, we explain the why. The seller says, take a flying leap, and he doesn't move the property because it needs the work and the numbers are the numbers. Or some moron will come in and overpay for it. And when I say moron, that's not fair, because it may be somebody who says, I want this as my primary resident, and I can buy it, update it, and move in and still be a good deal. Or what we hope for is 30, 45, 60 days later, because we've planted the seed that we want the deal, we really want the deal, but here's where we're at. 30, 45, 60 days later, the agent comes back and says, hey, my seller's come off this a little bit. He's tired of sitting on, and now we become more in the driver's seat. So when we make these lowball offers, have your agents explain to the other agent, I understand this is a lowball. We're not trying to be offensive. In the good old days, and I'm saying 2010 to 2017, 2018, lowball offers was the norm. There were so many deals out there, so much going on that and it became offensive. Now, when COVID hit and rates dropped through the floor and valuation shot through the roof, and it was overbearing sellers market, then the sellers got this mindset that I can sell things for 15, 20, 30% above listing price. And they got arrogant and cocky, and the agents got arrogant and cocky. So we now have to retrain back to that old school mentality of, I'm not trying to be offensive, but I'm running a business. and I need to be able to share to you with you why this offer came in at this price and where I see the property. I may be missing something, but as an expert in all the deals that I've done, this is what I see. If your seller can meet me somewhere in the middle, let's talk. If not, I get it. And then we just let it go because we planted a seed and we wait to see if that comes back to, if it doesn't, who cares? I've got 20 other deals, 15 other deals, 10 other deals. I don't care about this one. This is why I tell you, you must be submitting 3 to 5 deals a day until you can land 2 or 3, and then we slow it down and start making money. Any questions?
What if I wanted to become a realtor and submit all the deals myself? Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what Sandra's doing.
Yep, just became a realtor on Thursday.
Yay! Let's all
What if the
celebrate.
process-
Congrats.
Test. Nice.
Hey, when I saw that word passed on my test, tears
that
started
awesome?
rolling down my cheeks.
That's awesome. That's
That
awesome.
was a hard test.
And the good thing about this is with Sandra is she is going through the course learning my mentality, and I'm hoping, I can't guarantee it, that she'll be the aggressive agent that we need her to be.
You know I will.
Yeah, that she'll be taking and hearing how I'm telling Ryan and Donna and Tate's agents, hey, we don't have time for you to be passive. We need you to be a bulldog. We need you to be lighting up the agent's ass and making stuff happen. That's what it's all about. So, so Renee, you sent in 2 deals on Sunday, I think, Saturday, and we sent those back. Where are you on them?
Well, the one on Sycamore, there was a discrepancy going on with that. And I spoke to the owner of the property, and he said, I am not letting anybody look at it right now. I have a tenant in it, and they're moving out on the 15th of October, and he is going to do the rehabs on it. So it's a no-go.
Okay.
Because he's going to want to put it on for full market value once he does the rehabs himself.
Well,
so I'm moving on to the next, but
yeah,
I do have a question. I'm meeting with a new realtor tomorrow. And I just kind of wanted to know some bullet points of what I need to focus on telling her that I want.
Yep. Well, just like Rick said, you need to have an interview. Rick, let's do this because I've got to go. We've got 3 campuses that we're speaking to today, but I want to get this out. So if you don't mind, Rick, put together 10 really good questions that the team needs to interview. It needs to be how long you've been in the business, you know, and we need to make sure that it's focused, like Rick said, that you're focusing your questions about their experience, their history working with real estate investors. And if they've got, oh yeah, I work with real estate investors, then tell me about it. And I want to know, I don't want to know what you did 5 years ago. I don't want to know what you did 3 years ago. I want to know what you did this year with real estate investors because times have changed. I want to know how many real estate investors you worked with, how many deals you guys submitted, and how many deals you got accepted, and what did you do on their behalf to ensure they got those deals done. What do you think, Rick?
Toby, how about I put down 10 questions or points? I'll send them to you, and then you can email them to everybody that's applicable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. If you'll do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. But Renee, we'll send this over to you, and Tate and Brandon.
Thanks.
You guys need to really use this if you're serious. I can't make you do anything. All I can do is tell you as your coach, here's what I've done, here's how I've done it, here's why I've done it, and how I know it works. Nothing, and you know, I'm up here speaking. We spoke to over almost 3,000 kids yesterday. I'm up here with Will Shields, who is 14 years with the Kansas City Chief, 9 Hall of Fame awards, and he's a right guard. He's not a running back. He's not a defensive back. He's not a wide receiver. He's a right offensive guard who got 9 Hall of Fame awards. Unbelievable. My point to all this is we're everything that I teach you guys, everything that I say, none of it is theory. Because they were asking me, you know, what sets you apart from this guy? What sets you apart from this guy? Those guys, all theorists. None of them have actually funded deals, flipped deals, and executed. What I'm telling you is real battle scar driven results, activity, and actions. So, and it made me really recognize the value that we bring to the team, because they were asking about some other guys like, well, and we would look them up and like, what has this guy done? Well, you know, he's got this group. Yeah, they all have a group. But what has he done? How many deals has he flipped? How many deals has he funded? How many deals does he own today? Sold and separate. See, I own almost 300 units that we bought last year. I own them, not a REIT, not a group, not a syndication, not anything. Toby Potter, Global Integrity Investments, owns those deals sold and separately. I have funded over $1.8 billion in deals, over 7,000 clients. I, myself, my company, not, well, our organization or our network of. That's the difference. So take these practices and you need to share that. You need to show who you are a part of. You need to let your agents know you're serious. And if they're not, that's fine. Let them continue doing their 3 deals a year, because you're going to start doing 3 deals a month. But you have to interview them. You have to make them want to work for you. Just like Donna. See, I love, Brandon, that we had that little meeting out there in Anna, and I shared with her who I am. She thought I was one person from Waco or something. I can't remember what she said. She had no clue who we were, but she thought she knew us. And after visiting with her and talking to her and her looking me up right then and there, she went, oh shit. And then we ghosted her ass. And now she's begging to be back part of the team. Those are the kind of agents you want. See, you guys aren't using your network as your resume. You're not using this platform as your resume. Hey, go look up this guy, my coach. Look what he's done. Look who he is. This is where I'm at. This is what we're going to do. And if you want to be a part of it, great. If you don't, that's fine. There's plenty of agents out there that will. There's plenty of agents that are begging for this opportunity because they're tired of being broke. Now, you want to continue being broke? Be broke. I don't care. And we go hammer down. So, all right. Anything on anybody else? Renee, keep sending deals. Keep your numbers. So let me go look at Renee real quick. Renee has 10 deals submitted. And I think we have 4 that were pursues. And I think you just told me that 3 of them were dead.
But I'm going to keep finding more.
You have to. It's enough. And here's what I want you all to recognize and understand. I know I've said it. I know you guys have heard me, but I'm going to keep hashing it. It's a numbers deal. You have to look at 5, 10, 15 deals a day. You have to remove at least 50% of those because they just don't work. You take the other 50% and you submit low ball offers with valuation, with reasoning, with understanding, and with the why. If you're not explaining to your agent the why, and your agent's not explaining to the seller the why, fire them. Right then and there, say, did you do this? No, you're done. I'm done. Cancel those contracts out. Just tell the buyers, sellers, tell the sellers I'm done. Cancel them out right now. I'm done. You're not willing to do what I need you to do. You're not willing to be a partner with me. We're done. Fire them. Hey, and I'll see you, Ryan, on the cornhole board, but you're not my agent anymore. If you're not willing to do what I need you to, not what I want you to do, what I need you to do, then you're done. If you don't want to close 30 deals in the next 12 months, you're done. Because it's more deals you've done in your whole entire career.
Well, as soon as I get access to the MLS, I'll be sending Renee lots of deals.
Send them. Send them. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Renee.
Now, when we're dealing with real estate agents, we don't have to go by that rule of, do you have another agent? You can only be working with one agent for investors.
Do not do exclusivity. Absolutely not.
Okay. Just making sure, because I had several say that to me when I talked to them, and I told them, no, that's not how this works.
Nope.
I was transparent on the two I'm working with right now. I told them up front that that's not going to work, and they had no problem understanding that and moving forward working with me.
See, I love it. That's a great question, and I love your answer, Tate. See, you guys own this. They need you 10 times more than you need them. They need you so bad they can't see straight. Most of them don't know it. They don't realize it because you're not selling it to the power that you need to be selling it, but they need you. They get free money for filling out a freaking form. They get free money. And if you tell them I'm going to buy 50 to 100 deals in the next 12 months and I'm looking for a Bulldog to make sure that happens, they better be peeing in their pants of excitement, like a little Cocker Spaniel puppy that you bring home for the first time and pees all over the place because they're so excited. That's what you need. Okay? Now, if they do pee in their pants, I would walk away. They got Yes, sir, Rick.
Just one other thing to everybody in here with a realtor, don't sign anything.
No.
Some states, excuse me, have a thing called a buyer representation agreement, which ties you to that realtor contractually. So explain your situation, but don't sign anything.
Agreed. And they say, well, I can't represent. You say, okay. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I'm still going to buy 50 to 100 units in the next 12 months. And obviously you're not going to be part of that program. And then you tell, hey, if you doubt me, just go look up this website, theunshakableinvestor.com. That's my coach. That's my mentor. That's the guy that bought over almost 300 units last year. That's who I'm working with. So if you want to be a part of it without this contractual agreement, great. If you don't, I get it. I respect it. No harm, no foul. Appreciate your time. Loser, and walk away.
So I've got a question for you, Toby. So you're talking about these guys that do other courses and everything that would we be considered them other guys because we're going through you?
No, because you're not selling the course. You're not trying to be the coach of the mentor of the course. The other guys sell these courses that have little to no real life experience. And this is what I haven't been able to validate it, but I was told about 60 days ago that there's a 32, 33-year-old kid, and I think he's in India or somewhere overseas, but he sells roughly about $1 million a month in real estate training courses. He's never flipped a property. He's never lent money on a deal. He's like 32, 33 years old and sells all these courses overseas.
Believe in what you do.
I guess. But the other thing is he just sells course. So that'd be like me telling you guys, hey, pay your $30,000. You get the Legacy Ascend course. It's online. Log in and go study. If you have any questions, shoot it. Go into chat box and send us your questions. And within 24 to 48 hours, we'll get back to you. That would be the course that he's selling. But see, most people will buy that. Most people will subscribe to that because they don't know any better. I can't sleep at night. I've tossed and turned for the last 2 days because I knew that I wasn't able to give you guys the attention from Friday through tomorrow that I think you deserve. I'm doing my best. It's not what I would want, and it's not what I expected to give to you. But see, as we're speaking and as we're doing more and more and more and branding this, my time is limited. But I have Randy and I have Nick who is busting their ass behind the scenes to make sure you guys are being taken care of. So as this continues to evolve and as it continues to grow, the team will grow. And we're just, oh my God, if we don't move into the new building, Nick, I want you to set that building right there on fire. I want you to gather all our stuff. And then I want you to set that building on fire so that we have to move out because I need to be in the other building so we can launch this shit and blow it up. It's unbelievable. All right, guys, I hate to be rude, but I'm 5 minutes. Tell me at 8:45. I've got to go. We've got to head. We've got another 2,000 students, 2,200 students today to go enlighten. I don't know how this, but anyway, keep doing it. Tate, Brandon, Renee's going to tell you, but I know who your realtor is. You guys fire up your realtors or fire them. Fire them up or fire them, okay? And find the ones you want. Spend this week. So I gave you guys a challenge yesterday on the Ignite, on the Ascend Legacy. Spend this week finding your team. And on next Tuesday, we're not going to talk about properties. We're not going to talk about anything other than you're going to tell me, you're going to submit. So Nick, I want you to, I don't know how to do this. I want an org chart from Brandon, from Renee, and from Tate. I want an org chart on who's on their team by next Tuesday. Okay. So you and Randy figure out how to send them a template, and then I want them to fill it out. Okay. All right. All right, guys, I got to go.
All right. Have a good day.
Stay focused.